Hi guys, so today I'm going to be teaching you how to solve the Fisher cube, or rather I'm going to be teaching you how to solve it like really in brief. I'm not going to give a full explanation on it. I've already done that last week. So yeah, I've put the link to that in the description below. And I figured out how to use those, info cards and those, those tiny little boxes with my videos and stuff on them. So I'll probably put them all over the place. One there, somewhere there, and then one there, bunch of stuff. Okay, I'm gonna put that a lot now. So I hope you enjoy the video. So before I show you how to solve this, I just want you to understand something pretty important about this cube. So if you'll notice that this part moves pretty much as expected, but this really gets kind of weird. You can't move it around like this. And if you've played with it for a while, and I recommend that you really should, you'll realize that it moves around like this, around these pieces. So well, I've explained this in more detail in my other video. You should really check that out for a proper explanation. But this cube is essentially the same thing as a 3x3, but just moved 45 degrees. So it's basically what you would get if you were to take this 3x3 and just just like slice off some parts, I guess. I mean, it's not exactly slicing off, but you get the idea. So that's what this is. These are actually centers and these are actually edges. So now that we know that, and we know that we have to be holding the cube like this, moving the sides around this way, let's just get into how to solve this. So the first layer is probably the most tough to solve part of the entire cube, simply for the reason that just it's not a cube anymore. It's just this weird shape, and that tends to intimidate a lot of people. So I mean, if you're really intimidated by it, I just recommend that you just stay calm and just keep track of all the centers. So these pieces are centers, so just keep track of them and, like, hold the cube the way I showed you. Don't hold it like this, you won't be able to move anything around. And make sure you always move these pieces 90 degrees. So sometimes you can just move them till there and then assume that you've made a full move because it's flat, but that's really not the case because these are edges. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to solve the white cross, and these are the edge pieces, not these. The edge pieces actually have 3 sides because all these middle centers have 2 colors. So yeah, let's search for one. We have one over here. This piece needs to go over there, so let's just move it. And we just have another over here, so let's just move that as well. So now this piece is a white, blue and orange, and this is a red and green center, so that's not matched. So let's just match it to where it needs to be. It's over here. Sometimes this center will just be tilted, but that's okay, we'll solve that later. Now let's just pick this next one. Oh, just coincidentally this one also happened to be in its place, but if it's ever not, you just move this side twice to bring it onto the bottom layer, bring it right under where it needs to go, and then move that side twice. So that brings it. So let's go on to the next one. The next one is here, and we've solved it, but it's on the wrong side. So here we get to implement what I just showed you. So we move this twice. Now it's on the bottom layer. We bring it under where it needs to go, which is here, and move this twice. Now it's very unlikely that you get all these centers to be aligned, but that's what I've gotten in this situation. Yeah, I'm not doing this on purpose, but like, yeah. So the last piece needs to go here, so we just do what we usually do. Just twist this sideways, bring this up, and bring this here. So that solves the white cross. Now we can go on to solving these corners. So first let's find a white and a green corner that needs to go over here. This isn't the one, this isn't the one, this is not the one, and this is not the one. If it's not in any of these 4, you should just start by searching over here. So this piece needs to go right there, so we bring it in front of where it needs to go, move it to the side, bring this down, bring this back, and bring it up. So now let's just go on to the next one, which is orange. Now the piece is in its place but flipped, so in this case we just move a different piece there, and that would remove this piece so we can keep it in correctly. So let's just do that. So this piece has been removed. Now let's keep it in the right way. So that piece is also solved. Let's do this one. which is blue and white and blue. And the last one. Now this one is oriented this way, so we bring it in front of us and move it in this direction. So that solves the first layer. However, once in a while you can get a situation where the piece that needs to go actually has white on the opposite side. So in this situation, you just bring it right under where it needs to go, move this down, move this side twice, and bring this back up. Now we just do what we did earlier, bring it in front of where it needs to go, and there. So that solves the first layer. Now we just need to orient these centers and then go on to the second layer. So in order to solve these centers, here's what we do. We just need to get them to look like this. So let's just fix these other three, which are all not oriented correctly. So let's start with this one. Here's what we do. We move this side twice and then move the bottom layer twice. Now we orient this 180 degrees away from where it's supposed to be. We use these pieces as references, these edge pieces. So this is a blue side, so the blue is supposed to be on this side, and this is an orange side, so the orange is supposed to be on this side, but we need it 180 degrees away from where it needs to be. So let's bring it there. And now let's move the bottom layer down twice again, and then this side twice. So let's do that for the rest. And 180 degrees away. That fixes this one. Let's do the last one. So that solves all these centers. Now we can go on to doing the second layer. Now that all these pieces are solved and even the centers are fixed, we can keep this side below us for the rest of the algorithms. So let's move on. So the thing about the second layer is that since the second layer pieces are symmetrical, it really doesn't matter which way we put them in. So we can just use the same algorithm for everything. We just move the piece this way, not this way, this way. So let's just do that. So this piece needs to go there, up clockwise, right side clockwise, up anti-clockwise, right side anti-clockwise, up anti-clockwise, front anti-clockwise, up clockwise, and front clockwise. Just keep in mind that this is the exact same algorithm that I've used in the 3x3. It's no different. So let's go on to the next one. This one. That needs to go there. Same algorithm as before. The next one, we could just pick this. This needs to go there. So let's do that. And the last one. So that's all the second layer. So if you ever find yourself in the situation where two pieces are just flipped, exchanged, then you just pretend that a random piece needs to go in there. So that would remove that piece, and then we can put all of them where they need to be. So let's do that. It's the same algorithm as before, except this time we're deliberately putting the wrong piece in its place. So now this piece has been removed. Let's keep it where it belongs. So that solves this one and removes this one. So let's keep that in there. So that solves the second layer. Now we can go on to doing the last layer. Just as in the 3x3, we're gonna start doing the last layer by solving the yellow cross. Now let's just start with seeing what situation we have with the yellow edges. Let's just cover up the corners and see it. Now you can get a bunch of situations. The first one is the dot, the next, which is just one edge, none of them up, and the second one is the hook, which is two edges up. The third one is the bar, which is two opposite edges up, and the last one is the cross, which is all of them up. We need to get to the cross, but as you can see right here, I have a situation which I did not describe, which is just one edge. You can also have three edges actually. Now these two situations only exist in the fascia cube, and that's because these edges are symmetrical. So even if one of them was flipped, we wouldn't know, but it would still affect this last layer. So this is called a parity situation, and I have a simple algorithm to fix it. So here's what you do. Right side clockwise, up clockwise, right side anti-clockwise, up anti-clockwise, front anti-clockwise, up anti-clockwise, front clockwise, up anti-clockwise again, right side clockwise, up anti-clockwise, right side anti-clockwise, up anti-clockwise, front anti-clockwise, up clockwise, and front clockwise. So that, as you can see, fixes the parity. So now let's just go on to solving the yellow cross without any more issues. Now, as I mentioned a few minutes ago, the first situation we can get is the dot with no edges up, just cover off the corners. So in this situation, we just go on any side and we do the same algorithm as we would in the 3x3. Front clockwise, right side clockwise, up clockwise, right side anti-clockwise, up anti-clockwise, and front anti-clockwise. That brings us to the next situation, the hook, which is two adjacent edges up and the other one down. Just cover the edges. So in this situation, you just hold it where it is, one facing you and one facing the right, and you do the same algorithm as before. And now we get the next one, which is the bar, two opposite edges. Just hold it like this, horizontal to you, and do the same thing. And that solves the yellow cross. Now let's go on to fixing the yellow corners. So the thing about yellow corners is that you have 4 of them, and each of them can be in 3 different situations. That makes a lot of combinations and situations that you need to be knowing about. So I'm not going to go over all of them because I've explained them in detail in my 3x3 tutorial, and I've gone over them in brief in my full detailed Fisher cube tutorial. So here I'm just going to explain 2 situations. The first one is the cross with no edges up and no corners up. So in this situation, you just go to any side without a yellow. So this side has 2 yellows, this side has no yellow. So let's go here. And here's what we do. It's the same as in the 3x3. Right side clockwise, up clockwise, right side anti-clockwise, up clockwise, right side clockwise, up clockwise twice, and right side anti-clockwise. So that brings us to the next situation, the fish. It's called a fish because it looks like one in the 3x3, not in this. In this, it just looks like something weird. So here we have only one corner up. So in this situation, we hold the corner to our bottom left. And here's what we do. We do the same algorithm as before. Now, most of the time, this just solves the side, but sometimes you can go right back to the fish. In that situation, you just do exactly what you did before. Hold the yellow piece to your bottom left and do it again. So that solves the yellow side. Now we can go on to rearranging these pieces. So just as in the 3x3, we will start by solving the corners and then the edges. So let's first search for 2 adjacent corners with which both match. So over here, we don't have any that match. Don't match, don't match. So let's just turn this once and then check again. And check again. And check one last time. Okay, so nothing matches. Only opposite pieces match once in a while. That's fine. In this situation, we can just start anywhere we want and we do this algorithm. It's the same one as in the 3x3 again. So it's right side anti-clockwise, front clockwise, right side anti-clockwise, back anti-clockwise twice, right side clockwise, front anti-clockwise, right side anti-clockwise, back anti-clockwise twice, and right side clockwise twice. So that actually aligns 2 of the pieces, 2 of the corners. So if we just search a little bit, we may find them. Hang on. Wait a second. Yeah, there they are. So these 2 match. Now let's just go to the side opposite to them and then switch these 2. If you ever started in this situation, you just go opposite to the 2 solved corners and do it. So let's just do it. It's the same as before, and that solves all the corners. Now let's do the last step, which is solving the edges. So when solving the edges, most of the time you find at least like one edge which is already solved. I mean, if you don't, then you can just go on any side and do any one of the 2 algorithms I'm about to show you. That's guaranteed to fix at least one edge, and then you can do what I'm about to show you. So here we have one edge solved. So let's just go to the side opposite to that. Now just analyze these three edges which are not solved and just see if they need to be all rotate clockwise or anti-clockwise. So it should be fairly easy to spot because, well, in this case the blue side is here and these two edges have blue here, which means that they need to go this way, which is anti-clockwise. Sometimes you can get it clockwise. So first let's go over what to do if they need to move anti-clockwise. So you go opposite to the solved piece, and here's what you do. Front clockwise twice, up clockwise, right side anti-clockwise, left side clockwise, front clockwise twice, right side clockwise, left side anti-clockwise, up clockwise twice, right side anti-clockwise, left side clockwise, front clockwise twice, right side clockwise, left side anti-clockwise, up clockwise once, and front side clockwise twice. So that solves the Fisher cube. Now let's go on to what to do if you get it moving in a clockwise direction. So here, as you can see, they all need to move clockwise. One piece is solved and the rest need to move clockwise. You can see that because this is an orange side and these two pieces have orange in them. They need to move like that. So here's what you do in this case. You go opposite to the solved piece and you do exactly what we did before but with a slight tweak. So you go front side clockwise twice, up anti-clockwise, right side anti-clockwise, left side clockwise, front clockwise twice, right side clockwise, left side anti-clockwise, up clockwise twice, right side anti-clockwise, left side clockwise, front clockwise twice, right side clockwise, left side anti-clockwise, up anti-clockwise once, and front clockwise twice. So that solves the Fisher cube. I hope you had fun doing this.